Hello everyone and welcome back to Booster Boxing. We're going to try something a little new here. I know not every video can be me cracking open a booster box or play booster. It just gets a little too expensive, a little too much repetition. So I figured I'd give something a try. Let me know how you like it. Today I pulled 5 cards from the most recent play booster that I opened. The Murders at Karlov Manor. And I've got them down here. Got all 5 cards ready to go. I don't really know what order they're in. I'm going to shuffle them up. Just going to flip one over. We'll talk about it for a few minutes. Then we'll move on to the next one. Just give you a little insight into how I look at the game of Magic, the commander decks I build, and the kind of cards that I'm interested in. Alright, with that being said, first card's ready to go. Alright, Aftermath Analyst. When I first saw this card, I was like, is it that good? It's absolutely incredible. Any sort of landfall synergy, any cards that you can think of that you want to be able to bring back from the graveyard, any recursion that you get benefits from. We're talking about dumping, a ton of your deck into the yard and then being able to bring it back for just 4 mana. Now, of course, it is only the lands. They do come into the battlefield tapped. There's a few limitations, but it's nothing too crazy. I'll be honest, a card like this should go in any landfall deck. Somebody tries to get rid of your lands, tries to attack your deck in some way. You can have some really huge turns just by getting this card out. And now with the Edge of Eternities, some of those decks really wanted to put lands into the graveyard. Now you have a way to bring them back, sack them all over again. Honestly, it's just huge. Such a powerful card. I don't know how popular it is in the wide world of Magic, but I absolutely love it. Play it in all my landfall decks. Alright, so now we have Doppelgang. This one's just hilarious, honestly. A big part of its benefit is obviously you get a ton of cards, a ton of tokens off of it. If you have some sort of infinite mana or a cost reducer for X spells, I know that kind of stuff is out there in Simic. It's also out there in Temur. This goes really well in any of that. You can use Octomancer, which is another card that I think is absolutely hilarious. And I really do want to try and build a deck around it. Maybe you'll see that on my Architect someday soon. But yeah, back to Doppelgang. Just a ton of possibilities. And it's not just your deck. You can use this to attack any opponent that might have large creature, powerful plays. Again, it's not just creatures. It's permanents. I mean, you can do lands, artifacts, enchantments, creatures, any of that. There's just infinite possibilities for you to play around, you to build around, or you to use against people that have built certain types of decks. Just incredibly funny card if you manage to pull it off. I've seen it done a couple times online. I don't know. Very popular. Can't wait to build a deck with it in it. Can't wait to honestly use it against some of my friends in my pod just to see their reactions. I love ripping off a goofy spell every once in a while. Alright, this one's a little more cruel, I know. Massacre Girl, known killer. This is just pure swamp, pure black control. I love seeing cards like this. This is 100% in its lane, in its color pie, however you want to call it. But it's also just a fun card to build around. I mean, yes, your opponents aren't going to have a ton of fun, but if this is a card that's in your command zone, they're going to know what's coming. They're going to see it. You can have that conversation. You don't have to leave them high and dry. You don't have to sneak it out or anything like that. But just a ton of fun to play around. I think builds where it's a lot of first strike or double strike would be huge here. Yeah, anything that I don't know that there's too many black pingers, but that could be a possibility. Or just, large creature. Or if you really want to go crazy, something like a wall, play a pillow fort. Slowly kills their creatures when they try to attack you. Just run a lot of Punisher cards. Again, yes, this seems like a narrow card, and it sort of is, but the way that you can build around it, its end goal is going to stay the same, but you could make some fun decks with it. Or you can go all-out villain and just make play a ton of cards like, Toxic Deluge, things of that nature. Find a way to pump up your Massacre Girl so she survives, but everyone else doesn't. This would absolutely wreck any sort of token deck. Alright. I'm pretty sure this one's a reprint. Still, I saw it pop up in the Play Booster. I was really excited to see it. It's one of my favorite cards. Just a great utility card. Great value for its mana cost. And I'll be honest, I snuck it into my Aragorn Uniter deck, and it does work. You're looking at 7 damage, 3 life, and a token. Just a simple card that punches way above its weight class. I think any Boros deck would be happy to have it. Any Burn deck would be happy to have it. Find a way to slot it in. Maybe there's a better card out there at the higher ends of CEDH, but nothing that I'm aware of. I don't know. I play it in every deck that I can. I don't play a ton of Boros, but it's still a lot of fun. And last but not least, this was a card that I was hoping to pull. I had seen it spoiled way back when this came out. I think it's just a cool card. Sure, it's a little mana intensive, but if you run this as your commander, you've got red burn, that you can just absolutely change the battlefield with. You've got black recursion, so maybe you're not always having to cast this out of the command zone. Really just find ways to cheat it into play, keep it into play, protect it. And every single spell you cast gets an extra benefit, and every single instant sorcery gets an extra benefit, but there's some huge cards out there that can help with that. Something as simple as Dark Ritual gets you a 2/2, use that into a Blasphemous Act, give that lifelink. If there's 10 creatures on the board, all of a sudden you've got 130 extra life. It's really just an absolutely crazy card for these colors. It's a fun card to build around. We'll see if I do something with it later on. Again, keep your eye out and Architect for it. I had a lot of fun when I saw it spoiled. I'm so glad that I was able to pull it out of the Play Booster. Just really excited to delve into the possibilities and find some of those cards that might not be the greatest in the world, but when you combine them with Death Touch and Lifelink, or getting an extra 2/2 creature, they really, really get to stand out and shine. But with that being said, we've run through all 5 of our cards. I hope you guys enjoyed getting a little bit of insight into how I build decks. I think that, as a more short form video, this is going to continue. It's something that'll get me videos out onto the channel, give me a way to kind of communicate with you all better than, when I'm opening these Play Boosters, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of focus that goes into that. I don't have a lot of time to talk over the cards and really get to explain anything. I just have to show them off, be like, oh, this is good, this is bad. I really hope this gives me a chance to differentiate myself from other channels, maybe get you guys coming back to see other things, let you know that it's not really one note. And I just wanted to say thank you all again, and I'll see you in the next video.